Welcome back to another tropical update. In this one, we're going to be taking another look at Invest 95L. Very, very soon to become Tropical Storm Beryl here. I guarantee it. We're going to have a tropical storm in the next coming hours. Maybe the 2 p.m. update, 6 p.m. update. I do think will become our first second actually tropical storm, and that will be Beryl. And I, I have very big concerns about this year. What I've seen with the signs there is now, once again, you guys, I said it in other videos, the Atlantic is exploding. It is no doubt exploding. We looked at the 7 day. We have now three areas. We had this one once again. Invest 94 out really hasn't done anything. It does have a shot once it enters the Caribbean to develop into a tropical depression or tropical storm. I'm going to be looking at those wind shear and the dry air for there. No expecting to form today as it's going to be making a land due right into the peninsula of the Bay of Campeche. But once again, we have a high risk area in red here of a 90 and 90% going to be, they say low pressure is located about 1,500 miles east southeast of the Windward Islands, is gradually have become better defined as of 8 a.m. Showers and thunderstorms are also showing signs of organizing, and a tropical depression or storms will likely form later today or on Saturday. So they're now no longer expecting Sunday that they were expecting. So they're really bumping this up. And I do think tonight, definitely tropical storm, maybe 40, 45. I think tonight, this storm is going to be looking absolutely the best storm out this far in history. It, we never had a hurricane. I mean, we had a few times, but not this early in the season. But once again, the environment here is unprecedented here, and it's worrying. Then now we have a third disturbance right behind it. The model's been picking up on it, and I've been looking at the environment and talking to other people about it with some weather people, and they say the environment for this one too is very good, like this Invest 95L. So we can have Invest 96L in the next coming day or two, and we could have duo tropical storms in the MDR in early July. So it looks like with these storms forming, I mean, this is going to be very close. This is all going to happen in on that June 30th, or actually June 28th to pretty much July 1st for these systems. This one may be more into July 2nd, July 3rd. Just all depends. But now I want to take a look at the visible satellite here. This is the mesoscale feature here. Once again, very impressive here. Look at that. A very impressive, looks to me as a tropical depression at least. At least a tropical depression for me. Why do I say that? Because we have very intense inflow in this storm now. We've been having intense inflow. And then we've been having some convection here on this side. So low pressure probably stands somewhere around here, you guys, with the rotation. Still becoming better defined as we are speaking. Very good rotation into here. Not the best, like deepest convection we had with the system yet, but that's because we're now entering dural minimum, where it's not as much as a convection as you see, but definitely later we're going to see some major convection, and most definitely this should be a tropical storm, tropical depression at this point. But we look at the long wave view in the minute cast here, very impressive. We still in the dural minimum even have some pretty intense convection on this side of the storm. Not too much where the low level center is. I would say low level center stands somewhere around here. So once this convection starts making it to the center, this is going to this should continue to intensify and probably a little bit faster. But from yesterday and the other day, the environment has just gotten better and better for tropical development. So now I want to take a look at um the true color far out, and we're going to take a look at the environment around this. And I mean, absolutely amazing. A lot of people this morning really woke up to seeing this. This is really wrapping, you guys. This is really wrapping into a very healthy and wealthy tropical storm here. How do I know that? Is because it is absolutely beautiful outflow on the northern side here, really letting the storms breathe very, very well here. Um, we got, once again, breathing right here very well. Breathing. It's even breathing on the southern side here. Not too much yet on this quadrant here, but it is still breathing a little bit. But besides that, I mean, look at this. If we raise that and just look at the intensity in here, what do I see is really intense rotation in the center here. Really wrapping up here. I mean, look at that feeder band in the northern just been pivoting right there. I mean, look at that. That's a very wealthy, healthy looking tropical depression, if you ask me. So they might push us into at least tropical depression. Maybe they push us to tropical storm by 2 p.m. today, but either way, the environment is just very conducive. We look at the water vapor, look at the Saharan dust and the dry air. And to me, this has no dry air or any Saharan dust really getting into it. Once again, you can tell by the darker colors that's more to the north here. That's more to the north over here, but the environment is really, really doing well. Much better than expected by the National Hurricane Center, and we're gonna have to really watch this storm here. And before I go to the models, all right, they still haven't updated that, so I'm assuming that they're gonna wait till the 2 p.m. to make it a tropical storm and do it like that. But as I'm making this, good news is this is very early in the video. Um, the GFS model is coming out with brand new fresh data, so I'm most likely go. Oh wow, look at the newest run, 991 and 983. So even the GFS newest run is showing major intent. I think this is going to become a very strong storm tonight. No doubt this is going to become a very powerful storm tonight. We're looking to 8 p.m. tonight. I mean, look, this is about 8 a.m. I think this should be even lower. But either way, tomorrow this should intensify, and then the day after, this should just continue to intensify. We look at the models. I mean, look at that. Very, very intense here. Um, I'm really curious about the GFS. Canadians should be coming out too. So we got two models coming out as I'm making this. So that's really, really good news. Before we even keep looking at the models, I'm gonna like to take a look at the um, model intensity guidance track. And as of right now, this is on its way to become a easy hurricane in the next 36 to pretty much 72 hours. And then this goes all the way into at least a medium sized tropical storm. And then we have to see what happens in the Caribbean. There's still uncertainty. We got some lowering, we got some rapid weakening. We are gonna have to see. Just all depends on landfalls, like the GFS, boom, some of that. But we're gonna have to see what happens here. We do have some model tracks into category 3 here. These models right here, plenty actually in a strong category 2. We even have one into category 4. But We're gonna have to see if this becomes a tropical storm. It stays in the next 12 hours, and this is more for probably 2 a.m. So if we get a tropical storm by 2, these are gonna be all bumped up into probably Cat threes, for the high ones. So that's what I'm saying. The intensity is really, really concerning as of right now because it is intensifying with their own minimum. It's just keeps looking better and better. And I'm worried about tonight because we saw it last night, more development, and especially the morning. I mean, the morning, this was looking to be a monster, but wow. Look at the new GFS 66 hours out, and we have a category 2 just south and east of Barbados at 972. So this is most likely going to become a category 3 on the GFS for the first time of this storm. So just once again, very intense. This is the 0Z of the Canadian here, a at least category strong one, category 2. And then we have another storm behind it, and that's a secondary storm here. Even the Canadian has a, not trying to worry, but a hurricane out of that one too. A pretty strong category 1 to a 2 hurricane. So that's, according to the Canadian, we can have Hurricane Cindy and Beryl, and these can be all long track, really setting the stage for July, later July into August and September, the peak of hurricane season. So we look at the environment as we're waiting on the GFS to do more. Why is the environment, why is this just expected to continue to develop very rapidly and nothing really to stop it? It's because, look, the environment of the wind shear very well, even into this area. I mean, at this point, we got outflow boundaries here, outflow here. I mean, just absolutely beautiful outflow on this storm right here. Look at that. So there's no really wind shear. If this was, let's say, a low here, it wouldn't be a low because that would be just straight on wind shear attacking it. So that's why we are not seeing any weakening with this, at least as of right now. Um, Drier. I mean, once again, this was. I think this was more impressive in days ago, and I feel like this has created such a moisture bubble that nothing's expected. Oh my, wow. 972 and 968. That is a strong category 2, heading for category 3. And look at that, you guys. Maybe for Saturday, this could happen on July 1st. Another tropical storm. So we can start out July with a potential catastrophic hurricane for the Windward Islands and another tropical storm on its heels. And I'm not trying to concern y'all, but if we take a look at the Canadian and look at some of the models, you see, I'm going to actually make a mark here. All right. So look, this is the track, and look at that new tropical storm, the hurricane. It goes over the same areas where Beryl is going to be going at. Potentially a strengthening storm once again, right on its heels, and this is in July 3rd. So, I mean, this will be for July 1st. So, there could be back to back tropical systems, and if that becomes a hurricane too, two hurricanes hitting the islands, we are going to really see the true potential of this year, with the environment. Like I said, the water's been warm historically, and we've been talking about this for year after year on how this Atlantic is really expected to do overperform. And look at the new GFS as it makes a landfall in 966 here. If we look at the winds here quickly, um, we could probably even look at 10 meters, and this is going to be absolutely impressive. Um, it's hard to see, but We look at the winds there, there's easily in the 75. They're easily into category 2. If we look at the wind gust here, yeah, you're looking at category 3 wind gust. So, and that's even for Barbados. Barbados, according to GFS, could have major category 2 hurricane force wind gusts here as we continue. Um, there it is. Potentially in the Bacon Peachy Invest 94L last minute becomes a tropical storm. So if let's say 94L becomes a tropical storm before that third storm behind it, we could have the D name storm in July. So once again, just very significant stuff. Not trying to concern you, trying to warn you. And once again, Mexico just being impacted like always with Invest 94. I feel like they have been just a brunt this season so far with tropical rains and everything. But look at doomsday possibility here of the satellite imagery. And even for this one, definitely last minute becomes a potential tropical storm. But look, that's a full out eye on the GFS here. Just amazing. We look at, let's go there. Boom. We had you. One thing I noticed with the GFS, and this is kind of true here. You know how we have the convection here, and then a little bit gap here, and then this convection, even on satellite right now. Um, that's a little concerning because the GFS sees that. And look at that. That will turn to that, and boom, this just intensifies like crazy. And look at the eye, definitely category 3 here. And then there's that another tropical storm, and then even another wave behind it. So 3, 2, and 1. I mean, you don't see this in the August, you guys. August and September. So very impressive what I'm seeing on the models here. Oh, new. And look, 965 here. So definitely enters major hurricane status. This one starts intensifying pretty rapidly. The second storm behind it, 1004. But most definitely, GFS now has a possible category 3 on its latest run. And this is the new Canadian coming out here on this storm. And pretty much same area. We're going to look at that. We look at the hurricane models quickly before I exit here in this video, because I'm probably going to post some shorts and definitely a huge updated video tonight, because we're probably going to have so much more. And there's the HERF just south. Doesn't make a landfall, but the eye wall probably clips Barbados there. Um, Probably with category 2 wind gust. And then this just quickly, once again, one thing I'm noticing with these models is rapid intensification as it gets closer to these islands. Especially with the GFS dropping like 10 millibars. And I'm really getting concerned about that because we go from a 992 June 30th at 11, and we go to July at 11. It's a 978. So we go from a 990. So that's like a 20. Yeah. 992 to a 978. Yeah, that's like almost rapid intensification. But either way, it does because we easily go from a 978 to a 969 just in between that gap. And then boom, 963. So not trying to concern you, but could be some rapid intensification as this storm enters this area. Pretty close to a category 3. And then this becomes a category 3. Then weekends a bit. Definitely lose some steam, but re-intensifies. Heads for Jamaica as a category 2 strong 2. So just the concerns of these hurricane models. Like this storm could really have big impacts. And, even the hem in here has a landfall in the Haiti area, has a strong category 2, way after this makes landfall as like a 974, 973. But all looking into a very strong category 2 to a category 3 storm according to the models today. So this one maybe into just a category 1, but still intensifies pretty rapidly and continues to intensify up to the Jamaica area, and this could be making a beeline as a category 1 for Jamaica. So we're going to have to be concerned because this could be a very long track live hurricane in the Atlantic. And then we have our second name storm. Um, Look at that. Very intense here. 979, and then boom, continues to intensify. It makes landfall probably as a major hurricane on Haiti there. So just absolutely significant. Many live streams to come. Just so much to be aware of here. Um, Very worrying to me what I'm seeing, especially with the GFS here with the latest run and how close it looks. Very significant. And I didn't show you guys actually. Let's just check on the Canadian here before I go here. Okay, still a intensifying hurricane on the Canadian latest run. Doesn't even matter which way we put it. With we look at the parent of it, look at the storm behind it. That becomes a tropical storm and makes landfall as a 997 on the same areas. So I'm not trying to concern you, but double dual hurricanes are possible for the Western Antilles. I'm just telling you guys that right now. So don't. If I was you, I will prepare for more than just a week. I will prepare for close to a potential month. All right, you guys. I'm not trying to worry you guys in the Western Antilles, but if you guys are in the Western Antilles, you guys could have double duo storms. So don't think that this storm goes by and you guys might be done because there are signs of another tropical storm heading your way. One thing I'm noticing on the high res as we continue, the convection continues to strengthen in the mid here. Um, Very unique here. Let's look at that at full view. Look at that rotation, just mind blowing. This should be honestly a tropical storm. To me, this looks like a full out tropical storm. I mean, look at the true color. If National Rain Center does not even put this as a depression by 2, they must be sleeping. Because look at this. The intensity in this. Just developing so nicely here and so rapidly. But that's going to close it up for this one. We're going to have another update tonight. So stay tuned and see you later tonight. Please like and subscribe and share this with other people. And if you guys know anyone in the Western Antilles, please share this weather with them too. Have a great night.